Hey, this is Dan Beck, the Oracle in New Orleans, coming to you from a shrine of the Virgin Mother, who is, of course, an iteration of the Great Mother who exists across all cultures, all times, and is, as the Hindus say, everything is a piece of the Great Mother. But I come to you tonight because there's been a lot of talk in astrology right now about Venus going retrograde, but I actually think the bigger deal right now is Saturn having just gone retrograde. So what does this mean? Well, because I'm at a shrine here, a shrine is a sacred space. And what's happening right now, especially with the planet Saturn, is the need to sacrifice. So what is a sacrifice? Sacrifice actually just means to make sacred, but you have to give up something in order to make something sacred for yourself. So what does the planet Saturn tell us about how you can sacrifice things to make something sacred for yourself and actually gain a lot of discipline, a lot of time for yourself, a lot of mastery, mastering your destiny? What can you do? Well, if you actually look at the glyph of Saturn when you get into astrology, it's the cross, and then underneath it's a little crescent. So cross and crescent. Crescent is the moon. The moon is your personality in astrology, okay? You have your rising sign, the moon sign, and your sun sign. The moon is actually your personality. It's what you need. The moon is what you need. It's really your personality. It's how you relate to others. And that's great, but the issue with the moon is it gets so much into what you need, your personality, that takes precedent oftentimes over what you need to sacrifice. So again, in the symbol of Saturn, it's the cross, what your crosses that you need to bear, what you need to sacrifice in order to, in some sense, suppress your personality. So what has Saturn been doing this 2020? Well, I actually think Saturn is the most powerful planet this year just because he's been in his home signs of Capricorn and Aquarius. So Saturn, right around the beginning of February, was at a certain degree in the heavens, you know, in the tropical zodiac. So right now Saturn is moving retrograde, and Saturn is going to move back over all the territory that he traversed since the beginning of February. So what I want you to do is think about what was happening for yourself in the beginning of February and then up until now. And I'm going to give you each for your sign, specifically how Saturn is hitting your chart. But just for a moment, think about what was happening in the beginning of February and then what is happening like right now. And what's going to happen is Saturn's going to go retrograde. It's going to review all of that territory that's been occurring since February. And that review is actually going to happen up through, I think it's the end of September, beginning of October. So really this whole, right now until October, it's going to be reviewing everything that was happening at the beginning of February. And then this actually, even though things get moving forward again at the beginning of October, it goes, we're still going over this past terrain. So really this whole rest of the year with Saturn going retrograde right now is going to be one big review of everything that has happened since February. So really this whole year, it's, as F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote in The Great Gatsby, we're born back ceaselessly into the past. So even though we're moving forward, Saturn appears to be moving backwards in retrograde motion in the sky. So what does this mean for you and your sign? Well, generally speaking, again, it's through the end of 2020, it's reviewing that part of your personality which necessarily needs to be suppressed or sacrificed in order so that you can gain discipline, order, sanctity, peace, and time for yourself, time and continuity. So how does each of this hit, how does this activity hit each of your own individual signs? Well, Aries, you might have to suppress part of your personality with regard to career and recognition. So a part of your personality with regard to your career has to be given up in order to gain mastery. Taurus, well, of course, we're all grounded out with travel right now, but some of your beliefs might have to fall by the wayside. Your personality is related to your beliefs, might have to be sacrificed. Gemini, Actually, it gets really psychological for you. So part of your psyche actually needs to be suppressed a little bit or take a back seat to, you know, what you need to do to discipline yourself psychologically as opposed to just giving into your psychological drives. Cancer, you might have to give up some of your personality with regard to relationships and the public at large. So how you relate to the public and even just in your relationships, you might have to sacrifice. Leo, it's actually your daily routine, so giving up something in your daily routine so that you can gain something more and gain discipline. Virgo, you might take a little bit of loss in romance and even your self-expression in order so that you can gain more in the form of discipline and continuity for yourself. Libra, you might have to give up something, home and family, what your personality is wanting there. Scorpio, it's actually siblings and neighbors. You might have to give up, okay, that neighbor, or maybe a little bit something gets lost, your personality that you need with siblings. Sagittarius, actually money and what you value. Some of your personalities are related to money and what you value needs to get lost a little bit, potentially. Capricorn, it's really just yourself because all this is hitting your sign. So part of yourself has to be sacrificed. Aquarius, it's actually, you need to check your blind spots, what can really get you in trouble and sort of imprison you and liberate yourself from that. So giving up those things that you know at the end of the day are your undoing. And Pisces, you're going to have some of your social networks a little bit. You might have to, your personality that wants to be around friends all the time, that is where you might have to sacrifice in order to gain something more in the form of discipline and order around your social networks and friends. So thank you so much. This is a Saturn overview for 2020. And remember, Saturn is the planet of limitation and restriction and the tester. It's the tester. So when you do the work of Saturn, when you do the limiting, restrictive Saturnian work, you pretty much gain more than you can with any other planet in astrology. So thank you so much. I'm doing the readings. Give me a call, 504-313-8706. I love doing readings. It's such a great fun, and I love helping y'all with your own resources and talents. Email me, dan@innermakeup.net, or go to the innermakeup.net webpage, the contact section. You can get your form filled out. That's pretty much it. Also, to keep these videos going, go to the tip jar, the leave a tip, make a wish. So you leave a tip in the tip jar, make a wish, and then it'll spring up. You'll be surprised that the wishes come true. So thank you so much. I will see you all tomorrow, and have a great 2020. I know this is a year that has upended anything, but there really is a great message and an opportunity. If you open the door, if you open the portal, portal is part of the word opportunity, to have the optimism to open the door for good things to come in for yourself. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.